So I know Alabama's three-point shooting has gotten a lot of press, but they're top 5 team in defensive efficiency this season. What do they do so well on that side of the ball, and how do you go about attacking it?
Well, I think like any good defensive team, you have to be strong with the ball. You have to be sound in your execution, which those sorts of things sound like a cliche, but not easier said than done. But you got to take care of the ball, be efficient with your passing, good screens, strong drives. You got to get downhill. You can't be an east and west type of team. So when you go on east-west against a team that's really good defensively, it can be a long night for you. And outside of that, just do what we practice.
Gabe?
Cuonzo, what makes Alabama's and Nate's system so unique? I mean, the percentage isn't unusual from three. I think they're shooting 36, 37%, but they just take so many. Can you explain kind of the challenge and what they do that's different than what almost anybody else does?
Well, of course, different style, and Nate has done a great job, but different style, but trying to give you a comparison. When Pete Carell, the legendary coach, started running the Princeton-style offense, it was 5 perimeter guys. So now we have 5 perimeter guys that can shoot the ball. And what happens is they make threes off. Reese makes a three who's a 5 position. Now all of a sudden he shot fakes and drive the ball. They get a layup. It's similar to the effect, in my opinion, when Marshall Henderson played at Ole Miss. Marshall would come down, he might miss 3 or 4. He makes a big one, almost 35 feet. Then all of a sudden now you're guarding the way out, and then they get the driving lanes and all that. But again, they're very talented. So you have to respect the fact that they're a really talented team. And they playing well, and they have guys that can make plays off the dribble, multiple guys. Probably one of the few teams in our league that have multiple guys that can make plays off the dribble, can shoot the ball, and also score it at the rim. And there's not many teams, though this is a great league, there's not many teams that have that many guys, in my opinion, that can do those things. And I think that's what makes them good, because they make shots, they make plays. And then I think, in my opinion, just the experience that, and I'm not sure how much is talked about, but between Reese, Herb Jones, and Petty, guys that came in together from the state, battle tested, now they see the reaps, the benefits of their success as a team. It's like, man, let's continue to do this. And everybody has to fall in line with your better players that are from there, been around that. They help the other guys understand this is what we're about. So now you talking about Herb Jones, who's, in my opinion, elite defender. So you wonder why they're elite defender, a defensive team, because of what Nate preaches, but also here's a guy who said, this is what we're doing, and then we have to do it.
Dave Matter?
Cuonzo, the tempo they play at, can teams get in trouble if they try to match that? I mean, do you got to try to control it and be at your own pace?
I think you have to play your game, and what happens, they play with a good pace, but they also they'll play in the half court to get what they're trying to get. If they have a chance to run the ball, they'll run it, but they'll play in the half court to execute their offense, to get guys downhill, to get space, and to get you're helping. All of a sudden you're pitching the guys for 3-point shots. And again, one of the few teams, with 4 perimeter guys that can bring it up at the point guard position. So again, you have to defend that as well.
Colin?
Yeah, Cuonzo, how unique is the way this Alabama team is built defensively? They have so many guys that they can put on the court at the same time that are all about the same size and height and all pretty athletic and can all defend pretty well.
I don't necessarily think it's unique. I just think they take pride in playing defense. I think you can have anybody out there. If you take pride in playing it, that separates you from the competition. And again, I'm not in their everyday practices, so I don't know what's going on. But I like to think Herb Jones, in my opinion, has a lot to do with how they move, because he's always been that kind of guy, even coming in as a freshman with that DNA. Now all of a sudden, here's a guy that's 6'8", guy, in my opinion, be an NBA player for the next 10 or 15 years. I mean, you're gonna follow his lead because he demands that. And again, like I said, I'm not intimately in their program, but I would assume that.
Jack?
Cuonzo, how's Mark been handling his new role off the bench after starting for most of the season?
Oh, he's fine. Again, nobody wants to lose a starting position, but Mark's not the type of guy that complains and mopes about. He goes about his business, but he also understands whoever comes in at the position that he's not starting in, that's my teammate. That's the guy. Plus, you talking about Javon, that's like family. So it's not as if this guy took my position, And I think Mark is mature enough to understand it's not necessarily he got his position took. It's just him growing back into who he was and just playing with comfort more than anything.
Eric?
Cuonzo, both Mark and Drew said, this is just another game, and I know you believe that as well, despite, them being undefeated in the conference. How easy is that process for you or for the team to just block out all the outside noise and just go into this game with the right focus, that is?
I've had the experience of trying to be able to do that for 20 plus years from my time as a player. up until now. So I understand it. I think these guys know it's a league game first and foremost. That's how I look at it. And then the other thing, you're trying to protect your home court. It just happened to be a top 10 opponent, very talented team. I think if you look at it any other way, then you're not built for the stage.
Mitch? No, nothing. Sweetie?
Cuonzo, you kind of mentioned it, but when you go up against a team that's so experienced and you kind of bring an experienced team yourself, is there maybe something a little different about the game in just terms of consistency and kind of this, and I guess the stoutness of each team?
The thing that the margin for error is slim. You have to be minimum mistakes. You have to be keen on your assignments, your scout report, and all those things. And again, it's not as if we had a week to prepare. They had a week to prepare where you want to try something new. You are who you are at this point. I just think whoever does what they do best will have the best chance to win games. You got to cut down on the turnovers. You have to cut down on the other guy getting offensive rebounds. You got to cut down on whoever makes the big plays. You know, those sorts of things. And you don't want your key guys getting in foul trouble. It's all those things, man, that makes these games special.
Chase?
Cuonzo, there was about 3,000 fans there against Kentucky. Even though it's different, there's COVID guidelines. How do you think just being in Mizzou Arena and having that energy will help the team?
Well, I think it helps. I mean, you always, any type of fan support you get is always appreciated. I mean, it's already tough enough to try to compete and win games. But anytime you have fans, they can help you get over the hump when you hit those lows. And you have to have a tremendous amount of focus. That's very important. But to have fan support is very helpful. At least I think so.
Gabe?
Cuonzo, I know Javon was out for a little while the other night. Are there any lingering concerns? How's he been the last couple of days with the ankle?
Oh, he's fine. He's practiced. He's fine.
Dave Matter?
Cuonzo, you're in the last 2 weeks or so, your 3-point shooting's been a lot better. Anything to that? Just guys taking better shots within the offense or anything like that?
I think that's the biggest key. And again, even when we struggled, I knew we were a better 3-point shooting team than what our percentage says. But I think just like the last season, we came out, off balance, one dribble pull-ups, deep shots, those sorts of shots because it was exciting. You're winning games and all that. Next thing you know, you're winning, your 3-point percentage is down. You're winning, 3-point percentage is down. And now all of a sudden you dug yourself a hole. Now in some ways you're second-guessing, doubting your shot, but you're still managing to win and compete in games. Like I said to the guys, man, rarely should you have to take tough 3-point shots because the line is extended. Unless the game is on the line, you have to take a 3-point shot, or you're coming off a certain screen, you got to take a deep 3-point shot. You shouldn't have to take tough 3-point shots. If you're shot ready to shoot the ball, if not, it's a straight line drive. But you shouldn't have to take tough 3-point shots, especially when you got a guy like Jeremiah inside that you can throw the ball inside to, because you'll get open looks some way, shape, or form.
Eric, do you have another one? All right.